Players rejoice as it is the end of the skill drain meta. Skill drain is going the way of summon limit, and that is because much like summon limit was, skill drain has now become a staple in the Snake Eye side deck. And that is because one of the only decks that can actually compete with Snake Eye is other Snake Eye decks as well as the Tenpai Dragons. And in previous tournaments, we actually did see multiple Snake Eye decks topping, but the ones that would actually go the farthest or win the tournament altogether, all side deck skill drain. And that is why with the most recent YCS Indianapolis, we are now seeing all the Snake Eye decks that have made it up to the top 4 are all siding skill drain. And that is why we believe skill drain is the next card to be hit on the ban list. Now, before this most recent YCS, I was under the impression skill drain might go to one like Goes In, like Rivalry, or Tikaboo, but honestly, after seeing these results, I am not too certain skill drain will be kept at one, under the understanding that if you open it, it might be game over. And that's mainly because a lot of times these cards that could actually counter the meta are used in the meta decks themselves. We've seen this time and time again with things like Mystic Mine, Vanity's Emptiness, and then most recently cards like Summon Limit and Skill Drain. Just over and over, we see these cards not necessarily countering the meta the way we thought. They'll establish a board, or not so much with Mystic Mine, flip up the floodgate, and then be able to get rid of the floodgate at any point in time, so then they can actually combo off on their following turn as well. So a card that would normally hurt both players kind of just hurts one player on their turn and then can be removed from the board on the following turn, allowing you to push for the OTK. And this is why previously on the X account, we actually made the joke that we believe Summon Limit was kind of taking a shot for Skill Drain, mind of keeping it on the list one more format. So Skill Drain being in that Rarity collection too is definitely a card that we could see being hit on this next ban list. And I'm pretty sure for a lot of these top players, they would agree. Skill Drain is not necessarily a fan favorite card as of now. There are those that love it. Personally, as a control player gone stun, I'm a big fan of the Skill Drain. But honestly, when we see it time and time again, not only in the winner's side deck, but all top 4 side decks, this is a blatant, obvious kind of moment that Konami is probably going to hit this card. Players have been asking for this card to be hit for quite some time. Other players have been defending it being at 3, well, ever since it was at 1. But Skill Drain is honestly the card with the big target on its back when we're talking about the next ban list. And for the Runic players out there, I'm very sorry. Honestly, we're going to have to adapt and come up with something else. I know Grave the Super Ancient Organism is okay. It's not the same. It's not the same. Maybe they'll give us Mystic Mine. I know I'm coping at this point. But again, I'm not too certain if we will see Skill Drain completely banned, or if they would even flirt with the idea of keeping it at 1, much like the Rivalry and Goes In. But I'm sure many players feel it is a well-deserved ban. Now, do I personally think it should be banned? Absolutely not. Back in my day, I was hoping to open up some back row destruction. You wanted to see that MST. You wanted to open Heavy Storm. Hell, sometimes we would bait the set. And for those that don't want to play back row removal, you're weak, and your children's card game is weak too. But, unfortunately, we're talking about Konami, and honestly, this card's probably getting banned. But guys, that is the end of the Skill Drain meta. And again, big fan of the card myself, but it is definitely a card many players in the metagame will be happy to not have to be dealing with. So guys, if you got anything from the video or keep finding your way back to the channel, do smash that subscribe button. Our numbers have been shooting up and we greatly appreciate that. Other content will be flashing up, so do stay around to check that out. But most importantly, stay safe, have a good night, and suck it, nerds.